Good afternoon, patina peeps. Today is patina day, the best kind of days. So, this is going to be the instructional video for the double layer patina, and it's going to be sweet, succinct, to the point. We're going to have a good time doing it. But first, let's have a vape. Much better. It's the best way to start a project. So, let's talk about the chemicals we're going to be using. We're going to be using our basic ammonia salt solution. This is using, I believe, reef salt. The salt we're going to be actually using for the patina is the Morton Kosher. This stuff is the goods. Definitely the way to be. For our first fuming, our mustard's going to be ground mustard. This stuff is choice. Mixed with water, of course. I guess you could mix it with vinegar, but I don't think that'll work out nice. For the second fuming, we're going to be using your standard white or standard yellow mustard. It's basic run of the mill. Some of the implements we're going to use to force the patina, yes. We're going to need, I don't even have a name for this. It's just a chopstick, a little bit of ball of paper towel wrapped in 800. Yeah, either 800 or 1000 grit. This is how we're going to go ahead and scratch off the dark areas after the first fuming. A fine paintbrush. Understated, uber useful. And we're also going to need a fume box with a label to keep time, and a mod. Now this old gal is just so beat up. It's had so many patinas. This actually isn't going to be a functioning mod. It broke. So I'm giving it its farewell present. I'm going to give it a beautiful patina. This is going to be the example. So I will see you guys in a second. And here we are back again with our mustard. So here's how we're going to go ahead and prepare this. And just take basic ground mustard, get a little pile here. That's probably enough. Give it a little squish. Now this stuff can be a pain in the ass. So what I like to do is make like a little spot in the center. Go ahead and take some water. Now you start with just a little bit because it will absorb and so will the paper plate. So it's just a matter of mixing it and getting that right consistency. So we're going to go ahead and join our water and our mustards together. Now it's always good to leave a little bit of water on the side here, because you generally don't get the right consistency at the first go, unless you've done it quite a few times like I have. So let's just go ahead and keep mixing here. See, that was a lump of powder we must eliminate. So you want a nice smooth consistency. I mean, I guess it's a little bit thicker than what standard mustard would be, but you don't want a lot of really watery. So once we got our mustard, let's go ahead and grab our mod. So let's get creative here. First, look at your piece. Figure out where it wants to be patinaed. I think since we're going to try to get the most fire possible, well, not the most fire, but we do want a lot of fire on the initial fuming because that's what we're going to be repatining over. So that gives us a good base foundation. So let's go ahead and take a glob. Take another one. And why not? Let's do a third. So let's go ahead and first of all just join them together. It doesn't have to be thick joins, just connect them. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and give it a little bit of shape. Go ahead and rotate it. I should be wearing rubber gloves, or at least nitrile or something. So blob here, blob there. Let's go ahead and do weird connection between the two. I'll give us a nice shape. Go ahead and, scatter a little bit in here and there. Mustard is your friend. Let's go ahead and go to this side. Put a blob here. Connect with that one. Go ahead and pull it up. So this is what we got so far. I mean, I think this will turn out lovely. We got some decent patterns in there. And the fire will spread. It radiates out. So now that we got this, let's go ahead and move our mustard. Try to keep this in one shot here. Since this isn't going to be a functioning mod after this, I'm not all that worried about the threads. I only put the tape on here for the sake of handling. So let's go ahead, grab our fume box. It's still got ammonia from last night, but I don't think it'll matter. Let's go ahead, run our Kanthal through. This is going to be a hanging one instead of a, well, silly me, I should go the easy way instead of the hard way. Now, let's go ahead and get our mounting points. Bend. Grab a pair of pliers. I'm going to go ahead and crimp this just because I can. There we go. So now we got a decent hanger. Sits very low. It's probably 1/4 inch off the ground, or off the base. So now we're going to give it a nice even spray. Yes. We like the salt and ammonia. It's the goods. So nice even spray. It doesn't have to be soaking wet, but you definitely want enough fluid on there to give a good contact or a surface area for your salts. So we're just going to take our salts, lay a little sprinkle, 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 turn, sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. Just a little bit. It's actually a little bit harder to do looking through my tablet than I thought. So, I think that's about all we need. A little bit right there. Okay, so we got our salt base. Now, it's very important, the first time you fume this, you want to go 2 hours. Anything longer than that, it just starts to discolor. I think the fuming process, the chemical process, is essentially done with the mustard part within the first 2 hours. Actually, I think even less than that. I think you can get mustard color within the first half hour. Our second fuming is only going to be 1 hour. So, now that we've already got it in the fume box, simple, I will check back with you in a half an hour and we'll check the progress. Alright, back again. It's been a half an hour. Let's go ahead and check our progress. It's starting to get a little color. Let's go ahead and give it a little spritz. That's all it takes. Went and updated my time so I knew when to check it again. Now the deal is, it doesn't have to be a super good patina on the first run, because realistically this is just the base you build upon. I don't see any reason why you'd have to stop at 2 patinas. Why not more? I don't know. But it's a half an hour check. See you again in another half hour. Welcome back. We're at the 1 hour mark, and I think before we crack the box, let's have a nice vape. Yeah, I think I need another. And that's why we're doing this, right? We're all lovers of the vape. Okay, to the task at hand. Let's take a peek at 1 hour. Ah, the colors are starting to arrive. So, what we do, same thing as last time. A little bit of spray, but don't get cray. Go ahead and turn it again. Nice spray. There we are. Back to nice, moist, happy. We're all happy, right? We're all happy people. Let's go ahead and update our list with the time. And let's go ahead and close her back up. Now that there's finally getting some progress made on this bad boy. We're about halfway through we are halfway through the first fume. And then what we're going to do is, I don't know how I'm going to film the reveal. Going to be interesting. But there you are. 1 hour in. See you soon. Well, here we are again, an hour and a half in. Let's take a peek. Very nice. We're making good progress. Some good blues coming in. Got all kinds of nice colors. Just got to get washed out the spray head of my bottle here. There she goes. So, once again, simple. Give it a nice spray. Keep our patina happy. Spray. Looks like we're getting a nice solid foundation for our first fume. See a lot of blues coming in. I see the fire radiating a little bit, but luckily when we do our scrapey, we get to pick and choose what kind of patterns we want. So, there you have it. 1.5 hours in. See you soon. Oh, I forgot. Must update our time. There we go. See you in another half hour. Alright, patina peeps, it's been 2 hours. Let's see what we got. That is looking fantastic. So, let's go ahead and skip to the reveal. I gotta adjust the camera, do all that good stuff, but you'll see it. See you in a moment. Okay, here's what we got from the first fume. The light in here is terrible. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take a peek and see if I missed any mustard. But if you look right there, see the darker spots inside of the splotches where I use the heavier mustard? That's what we're gonna go ahead and scrub or sand away. Not a bad foundation. A good place to start. I think this is going to turn out super when it's done. Okay, well I'm going to go ahead and dry it, and I'll meet you back here. And we are back. Here's the dried patina. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. I think this turned out spectacular. It's going to be a really great patina to work off of. Now if you go ahead and notice in here, like this is the type of black that I'm talking about. This is what we're going to be removing. And we're also going to be creating different paths. You know, these, what was that called? Entropic looking blotches, you know, pretty organic. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking the tarnish off of the centers, and we're going to go ahead and make a couple different pathways. Like I think I'm probably going to sand in between here. Probably, actually, surprisingly, this mod looks pretty fantastic. Oh. So, let's go ahead and start the sanding process. So let's start with this big one here, so you can get a good idea of what we're working with. What we're going to do is we're going to take here and apply there, like here. So let's just go ahead and, oops, start rubbing. If you get some of the patina, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're going to be applying more anyway. So I'm just kind of following that shape slowly. And let's go ahead and turn this. I'm going to go ahead and, oh, probably can't see that all too well. I'm trying to keep the oils from my hands off of it. I can't find the rubber gloves. Alright, so let's take a look at this shape right here. I think, since we already got this one cleared out pretty good, I think we're going to go ahead and do that part, do this part. Definitely going to link these two back together. So let's go ahead and do that. And you're just basically taking the tarnish off. And that's the big idea. Let's go ahead and give it a bit of a turn. Follow up in the top section of this. Now this isn't the most exacting tool possible, but you know, works for its purpose. Probably should have put a little newer sandpaper on there, but oh well. Yep, and we're just going to go ahead and keep on hitting that tarnish. Anywhere you see it and you think it's unsightly, just go ahead and hit it. We're going to get this section as well. Yes, that's what we're looking for. I don't even think I really need to cut a lot of paths in this. I mean, it looks pretty phenomenal as it stands. Let's go ahead and get this section as well. Keep turning. Let's pay a little more attention to these larger areas here. There we go. That's what we want. And also, you know, by taking off patina, we're exposing fresh copper, which is also super fantastic. So I think we're about done with the tarnish removal. I think it looks pretty good. Now before we go and do our second patina, I do need to rinse this and dry it again. So I'll see you then. Well, here we go after a quick rinse. The lighting was pretty crummy in here, but you can see where we took off the tarnish. Okay, I'm going to let it dry and we'll pick it up again. Here we are again. Okay, so nice and dry. Let's go ahead and set that down for a moment. I gotta quit saying go ahead. I don't know why I'm doing it. It's terrible. During the review process of what I've been filming, I've noticed I say that a lot. Gotta work on that. Okay, I already pre-shook this up, so be a nice consistency. Take our paintbrush here. Okay, so with the larger sections, we don't want to fill that with mustard. We're just going to put light lines. Look how drippy that is compared to the mustard that we used for the initial patina. So I'm going to pick a good spot to start. I'm just going to put a little line following up. This area has 3 branches, so let's go with what it has. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to continue. Oh, look at that. I missed a spot when I sanded. That's okay. Just adds character. A little dab up here. There we are. Give it a nice rotate. This one, you just make your base line. It's almost paint by numbers. For example, right there we missed a tiny little bit of tarnish. But you know what? It just adds flavor. Okay, moving on. Let's see if I can't get this in better view here. Just gonna lay down lines. That's all it pretty much takes. Again, just follow the basic shape. Use different thicknesses, you get different effects. But I think we're in pretty good shape. Yep, I think we are. Next step, grab our fume box. Going to put this on the hanger. Open our fume box. Slip this guy back in. Now we just do the same thing over. Let's get our spray. Since it was really dry when we laid back out the mustard, you do want to try to get a good saturation on the coat. Make sure we get all the way around. Looks good. Take our salty. There. And you do want some salt on top of the mustard areas. That's how you get the two-layered look. Otherwise, you're just going to put fire on top of fire, and that's no fun. Give it a little turn. And I'm going to put a little bit more salt than I did the first time around, because we really want depth. And that should be good. Give it a little spray, very, very light. Pretty much just enough to give the mod some liquid surface tension so the salt sticks. Okay. Close her up. Must check the time here. We're making really good progress on this mod. So at 3 o'clock, we started our second fume. There you have it. So, a few things I want to talk about. When it comes to adding that second layer, essentially what you're going to do is you're going to put, let's say this is a fiery area. Okay, so we have more fire inside of it. That's the mustard we added now. But on top of it, we're going to hopefully get the blue patina to cover up a few of those spots. So it adds depth. And that's why it's important to put a little more salt than the first fuming. The first fuming, what you're essentially doing is you're, just like any paint job, it's the primer, basically. So once you have your first layer down, which was our first 2-hour fume, that's your base. Now, when you're doing your second fume, the only reason we're going to do it for an hour is because we don't want the mustard to tarnish. And we don't really want the salts to put a huge patina already on it. I mean, it's got a great base foundation already. So, like with any patina, sometimes less is more. It's less time, a little bit more salt, but I think we're going to get really great results. So, I'll check back in half an hour. Okay, we are at a half an hour into our second fume. I'm pretty excited to see the results. We're just going to give it a spray and rotate. Ah, very nice. Okay, let's give it a spray. Because we want a really good reaction on this time around. So, I'm being generous. The first spray, you kind of want to be a little light. It's essentially just there to stick the salt to and start the reaction again. We're going to update our time. Alright. So I also decided I'm not going to film the reveal on the second fume. The first time I did it, after watching the video clip, it was out of focus and just shenanigans. So I think I'll just probably skip that part and give it a good rinse when that time comes and show you under the camera. It's so much easier, much better light in here, and yeah. So we have a half an hour till completion. This is very exciting stuff. This has been really fun sharing this with you guys. So see you in a half an hour. Take a peek, give it a rinse, take a look at our product. How exciting the time has come. We have 1 hour in the box. Totally stoked. I have a feeling this is going to turn out really nice. I haven't looked either, so this is my first peek as well. Alright, that looks fantastic. We got good coverage. Let's go ahead and lift that out. Oh, I said it again! No more of that. Remove this. Close that so it doesn't gas me to death. Okay. I mean, all in all, this looks like a pretty darn successful patina here. Nice color. The mustard really grabbed that ammonia. Look how dark it got. Okay, I am going to go rinse it off, and then I'll be back. I'm not going to film the reveal, like I said. In fact, I'm not even going to put the last reveal in because it was completely out of focus, the light was bad, and you couldn't see what I was doing. Yeah, so I'll be right back. Okay, here's our finished product, all rinsed off, looking fantastic. You can really see where the second layers come through. Like, for example, right there. Keep turning. Nice color. See where we added the second mustard? It didn't tarnish. We pulled it out just in time. You really have to be super careful to get all the mustard. Here's a nice piece that overlaid the fire. So I think this really turned out nice. Sorry about the lighting, it's kind of crappy. So what I'll do is I will dry this off, give it a clear coat, and upload the pictures. And then I will upload this video to you guys. And I did this to say thank you for all the cool stuff you guys taught me, so this is my contribution to the community. And I hope you enjoyed watching, and yeah, it's been fun doing this. If you guys want me to do any other kind of patinas or, you know, any other patina related thing within my ability, I'd be happy to film it for you. And yeah, it's been fun. Thanks, guys.